In this video, we will solve various theory problems based on surface tension. So let us start with question asked in GATE 1999. If P is the gauge pressure within a spherical droplet, the gauge pressure within a bubble of the same fluid and of same size will be. So this is a good question because we should know the expression for pressure difference for a spherical droplet. Now, if you see, if we have a spherical droplet like this, so when you talk about droplet, so sigma p value is given as P. Gauge pressure is pressure above the atmosphere. So this value is given as P. Now we need to look for, this is for spherical droplet. So we know that for a spherical droplet, P value must be equal to 2 sigma by R, right? This is one value. Now he is saying that if it is to be a bubble, this is a drop, this is a droplet, but he is saying if it is to be a bubble. So we know that for the case of a bubble, it is with two surfaces. In case of bubble, there will be two surfaces, one is this and one is this. In this liquid droplet, this complete droplet is filled with liquid only. But here inside there will be some gas or air, and outside also will be some gas or air, and there will be the liquid. So we know that for this P value is equals to, if it is to be kept on both sides, that will be 4 sigma by R. This will be the value for this bubble. Now what they are asking, the gauge pressure within a bubble of the same fluid and of same size will be. So what will be the value of gauge pressure here? So now this value we will write P2 and this value is P. So just focus on this term. What sigma by R you can write? Sigma by R you can write as P by 2. So we will write like 4 multiplied by sigma by R. So this sigma by R can be replaced by P by 2. So this P2 value comes out to be 2P, and that must be our answer. P2 value comes out to be 2, right? So we can go with answer T. This is 2P. Now this problem, this is also a very old problem in GATE examination. Here the only term which we know as of now is surface tension. So my discussion will be restricted to this. Surface tension is to be matched with what? So always remember that this Weber number is basically related with this surface tension. So just for the sake of knowledge, I have told you, and Weber number we will be discussing in coming chapters, right? Just wanted to tell you that this surface tension basically it relates with Weber number. Always remember. Next, the dimension of surface tension is to be determined. So what is the dimension of surface tension? Many times we have seen that surface tension is equals to force upon length. So force unit is Newton upon length is L. Now this Newton can be expressed as kg, that is mass, into acceleration, meter square, so meter per second square, acceleration. 1 upon L is nothing but the meter. So this m value get cancelled out. Now we will be left with this kg. It can be represented by m. This second square can be represented by t square. So mt minus 2 must be the unit of here dimension of surface tension. Mt minus 2, right? Consider the following statements. A small bubble of one fluid immersed in another fluid has a spherical shape. The droplets of a fluid move upward or downward in another fluid due to unbalance between gravitational and buoyant forces. Droplets of bubbles attached to a solid surface can remain stationary in a gravitational fluid if the surface tension exceeds buoyant forces. Surface tension of a bubble is proportional to its radius, while buoyant force is proportional to the cube of its radius. Now we will see our options. So options are like this: 3, 3, 1, 2, and 4, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, 4. So we need to make sure that which one is correct. So let us start with a very simple option which we have seen just now. Surface tension of a bubble is proportional to its radius, while buoyant force is proportional to the cube of its radius. So we will start with this surface tension of a bubble. So sigma value we have calculated. For the case of bubble, sigma value is 4. This delta P value here. This will be delta P. Delta P value can be given as 4 sigma by R. So that means sigma value can be given as delta P by 4 into R. So that means if it is the case, so sigma is directly proportional to R. So this seems to be the correct statement. Now when we talk about the buoyant forces, so the buoyant forces is proportional to the cube of its radius. So as of now we have not studied the buoyant forces, but let me tell you that this buoyant force will depend on the volume. So whenever volume comes, it will be the cube of its radius. So remember that this statement seems to be correct. The fourth statement is correct. Now look at the option. So can we eliminate any other option? So 4 is in A, 4 is in B, 4 is in D. So 4 comes in any, all of them. So we need to check for other options as well. We cannot eliminate it as of now. Now the option 3. Droplets of bubble attached to a solid surface can remain stationary in a gravitational fluid if the surface tension exceeds buoyant force. That is also correct. If surface tension exceeds buoyant forces, definitely they will be stationary. So option 3 is also correct. 3 and 4 both are correct. Now can we eliminate? 3 and 4 both are correct means now this cannot be true, this cannot be 3. 3 and 4 correct means this. Now we will check for 1. If 1 is true, then this will be our option. If 1 is false, then this will be our option. So option 1 will be like this. A small bubble of one fluid immersed in another fluid has a spherical shape. That is also correct. That will be having spherical shape. So that means this is also correct. Now 1, 3, 4 are correct. So 1, 3, 4 comes only in option A. So that means this option is correct option, right? Option A will be correct. Next, what is the pressure difference inside and outside of a droplet of water? So it's simple, it's quite simple. Pressure difference for a droplet of water we have calculated as 2 sigma by R or 4 sigma by D. So the option here is 4 sigma by d. This is the correct option. Next, consider the following statement: viscosity, surface tension, capillarity, and vapor pressure. Which one of the above properties can be attributed to the flow of jet of oil in an unbroken stream? So we are talking about jet of oil in an unbroken stream. So that is very easy actually. It is the property of surface tension. It is the surface tension which keeps jet intact. The stream is unbroken because of surface tension. So here correct option will be option 2. Next problem, surface tension is due to. Surface tension is due to. Now, why this surface tension is there? So this is also very easy because if you are thorough with the concept, so you know that surface tension is due to cohesion only. Mostly the liquid molecules, they attract each other to form a minimum surface area for a given volume. So here option B will be correct option, right? Thank you.